Alright guys, I'm back with another candy testing video. As you guys can see from the video, I got more freeze-dried candy. And finally, after waiting a whole month for it to come back in stock, we finally get to try the Pac-Man energy drink. Last time I was going to do this, they were completely out of stock when I went to buy it. So finally it's back at my local Dollar Tree, and I will test it for you guys. Sorry, the can's, as you guys can see, the can's kind of beat up because I dropped it a few times today, and luckily it did not explode. Yes, my nails have still survived. My Rhea Ripley Tower Twins idea of getting my nails done before my birthday, they are still surviving. So, for the freeze-dried candies, we have freeze-dried marshmallows, freeze-dried airheads, freeze-dried high chews, and yes, I have done Skittles freeze-dried before, but this is actually freeze-dried Skittles sour. The last one was the sweet edition. So, those are the candies I'll be testing in this video today. And like always, the wipes to clean my hands up if I make myself sticky. No, I am not advertising Baby Shark or sponsoring Baby Shark. This is what I picked up at my Dollar Tree last time instead of using toilet paper and bottled water. So, first, we are going to try freeze-dried airheads. It does say air squares, but when I watched the video on this company, they packaging the product, they called it airheads. So let's start with that one. There we go. Let's see if I can actually open it, unlike the last time. So come on. So come on. Can I actually get this open? Excuse me while I go get a pair of scissors. And sorry guys, I'm also watching a WWE live stream that has been lasting for 48 hours on my phone. So, it's my favorite wrestler. Her live stream has been lasting on WWE for over 48 hours. It started 10 a.m. on Thursday. Not Thursday. Wednesday. It started at 10 a.m. Wednesday. Alright, there's a total of 4 different colors in here. So I'll just try one of them. So it looks like we've got a red, orange, purple, green, and mystery, which is the white one. So I'm going to go with the red one because that's my favorite. So let's do that. This is what they look like when they're freeze-dried. Looks like a piece of chalk, in my opinion. Looks like a piece of chalk. And it feels like a piece of chalk, just holding it in my hand. So let's get into it. It actually has a little bit of sour acid on it. So it kind of isn't sweet like you'd expect a normal Airhead to be when you eat it. But it tastes like cherry. It does have the flavor of a cherry Airhead. And it's kind of a little bit harder than eating the cotton candy taffy ones that I've eaten before. Because last time I did a freeze-dried candy video, I actually tried the sweet Skittles and the cotton candy taffy, and the cotton candy taffy actually dissolved in my mouth like regular cotton candy would. But this didn't dissolve like the other one did. So it's kind of a little bit harder. I'll finish that one later. So get the scissors out of here because I don't need them. I may need them in a little bit, but so let's add this to the bag of candy that I haven't finished yet because I can get rid of the second bag that I have here in my room. Let's try the freeze-dried marshmallows. These are actually not from the same brand as the other freeze-dried candies I've tried. They're from a brand called Raindrops. Let's see what that brand is about. And that opened up a lot easier than the other one did. That one I had no issues opening with the peel tab, like the Trendy Treats packaging did, which is the brand of the Airheads. And they put a lot, Raindrops actually gives you a lot more product in their packages, which is actually cool. These are the marshmallow colored twist. So they're like the yellow, pink, and green twist collection. So, like the Easter marshmallows that you get, which are like the Easter colors mixed with the white. So, as you see, it's like these marshmallows, freeze-dried. Let's see what they're all about. The texture kind of reminds me of the marshmallows you find in cereal. Like the marshmallows you find in Lucky Charms. But instead of being like Lucky Charms shapes, like all those, it's just the white and colored twist. Like the Easter colored twist marshmallows. So, yeah. But it's got the consistency of Lucky Charms marshmallows. Or any kind of marshmallow cereal marshmallows. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Kind of reminds me of cereal marshmallows. In that kind of consistency and texture. So, not bad. Kind of reminds me of cereal. The marshmallows you find in cereal. For my opinion. So, that can go with the Airheads. Let's take a drink break. And try that Pac-Man energy drink that you guys have been dying for me to try. Since the video where I announced that my store was out of stock. So, let's get this open. It says it's cherry lollipop flavor. Let's see what that's all about. Last time my store had these, I decided not to buy it. And then when I was gonna try it, it was out of stock for at least a good month. Because I went to go buy it back in February. But today, I found the last one they had in stock. And as you can see on the can, each fact about the can is listed with Pac-Man icons, like characters and pieces. And then if you look at the rest of the can, it looks like a Pac-Man board game. And you see Pac-Man there, you see the random cherries that you collect right there. And then you see here, it's got the little white dots that you eat. It's got Pac-Man, it's got a ghost when it turns blue, and then it has one of the original ghost characters. I have no idea what this red ghost name is. I am not a big knowledge of the video game. I have played it, but I don't know each ghost when they're not blue. I don't know them by name, so if you guys know the names of each individual ghost when they are not turning blue, feel free to leave it in the comments or type it in the chat. Now, let's get into trying this drink. Gonna need to take another sip on that one. Tastes like a cherry lollipop, which is actually what it's supposed to be. Because some drinks that are supposed to taste like candy, you drink it and then you find out it's not. But at least it doesn't taste like cherry medication like some energy drinks do that are flavored like that. So I'll put that aside. So at least it doesn't taste like cherry medicine, which is good. Now let's get into these last two pieces of freeze-dried candy. These last freeze-dries. Next, we're going to try the same brand of the other two freeze-dried candies I've tried, and the same brand of Airheads freeze-dried. These ones are the Hi-Chews. Let's see what those are about. Hopefully I can get the package open. Hopefully I didn't break the package. Because if I broke the package, I won't be able to close it. Because it's a resealable. Nope. Good. I've never actually eaten Hi-Chew candies before. Not even the ones that are unfreeze-dried. Like, I've never eaten the chewy ones that you get in the store. I've never eaten any form of this candy. So, as you can see, there is two colors. There is the center and then the white outside. So, let's get into this one. Looks like it could be grape inside. I don't know. But let's see. Oh my god, that was so hard to bite into. At least it's not sour on the inside. That did taste like grape on the inside. I was right. That was grape on the inside. So, yeah. But that was the hardest freeze-dried candy to ever bite into. Which is kind of weird. And I only got half of this one, so why don't I just finish this now? Sorry, guys. My phone also has a live video playing. I had turned the volume extremely down low because of YouTube's sound rules. Anything with WWE sound, they make you shut it off. Whether you're live streaming a video game, you're live streaming off a second device, you have to shut it completely down. Even having my TV running, if my TV was playing sound, my volume could get my video shut down. And I would have to make this whole video all over again. So I can't even play music off my television. So I had turned my sound on the live stream completely down. So you guys cannot hear it in the background. Only I can hear it. Alright. They're not bad, but they're really hard. So that's harder than the cotton candy taffy. And harder than the airheads. At first it was like I'm biting into a rock. Alright. Let me take a break for a minute with the drink. I've also got another drink, but I'm saving this one for WrestleMania weekend because WWE is a proud sponsor of this brand. So I'm saving this one for WrestleMania weekend. Every year I buy so many C4s to last me all the way through WrestleMania weekend for the WWE. And then the last one gets drinking the day after WrestleMania weekend. But I'm not able to do that this year. So I kind of started buying them a little too early. So I have to save this last one for Mania weekend. So every time I buy energy drinks, I have to go out and buy them. And not drink the one that I just showed you guys, the C4. Because I have to keep going buying other brands and other ones to use in videos. Because that's my WrestleMania weekend drink. Alright, this one kind of opened up weird too. Now, this is the Skittles. Sours. Like, literally, look. It ripped open in 2 parts. That's ridiculous. And it looks like I'll have to do some cleaning in order to, once I get finished with these. Please, come on. I've always had trouble opening the other pack of Skittles. Now I'm having trouble with this one, too. Looks like we're going to have to bring in the scissors again to make a straight line on this. I didn't want to have to bring in the scissors, but I did. Looks like I'm going to need to keep the scissors nearby at full times. Looks like from now on, I'll have to keep scissors with me for videos. Oh my. I have to take the scissors to open this thing again? How hard is it just to open a pack of Skittles? How the heck? easier to open the Skittles Sweet Edition. Now it's like, good. That took forever to open. Took 2 rounds of scissors and 2 rounds of peeling the tabs by their lines. Alright, so here they are, Skittles Sour. They look like the other ones on the inside of the package, but this is not Sweet Edition, so they're coated in sour dust. So, here we go. Okay, let's try to get one that's not connected by 2 or 3. Alright, as you see, they look like the other ones from the Sweet Pack. But, as I can see, there is sour dust on them. So let's get into it. Yep, they're sour, but I can handle sour. Same texture as the other ones. So, yeah. And they're kind of weak on my ability to handle sour stuff. They're weak. The strength of the sour power isn't really strong for me. I do like them, but they could use a little bit more sour than they are. Because the sour power is weak. If you were to eat them straight out of the package, not freeze-dried, they'd probably have a little more sour than they are freeze-dried. I think the freeze-dried version took away a lot of the sour that you get from the just eating them right out of the little fun size packs that you get. So, but they're still good. I'll still eat them. So, those are the freeze-dried candies that I bought today. Next time I go to the store, I am going to try for the very, very, very first time in my entire life. Next time I go there, I am going to buy a package of wax candy. Next time I go to that store. I have never had wax candy before in my entire life. And a lot of people say freezing them is the better way to go because it allows the flavor in the middle to last longer. Because I've watched a bunch of wax candy videos on the internet. And most of the ones I've seen, the wax candy is frozen. So, before I make the video, I'm going to freeze them. So, by the time I start this video, when I try them, you guys don't have to watch the whole freezing process. Because I'm going to look it up online how long they have to stay in freezer for. So, I'm going to spare you guys the ability of watching me freeze the candy before I try it. So, when I go back to that store, I'm buying the wax candy. So, keep an eye out for the wax candy video, and I'll see you guys later.